Grand Rising, Elizabeth. Today is the 18th of August, and this year is just flying by. In the year of 2023, flying by. You know, time flies by when you're having fun. So we're just having fun in life, right? Creating each day and each moment. And obviously, we're at least half of the year is gone. And we're into the year, all the different celebrations we're going into. But we are celebrating life today, and life with my co-host, Miss Lolly Mariah.
Hey.
Danni is on sabbatical, helping the world. She's out there helping the world. So we just wish her love and safe travels and health and wealth and all the wonderful things that she's put into her intention bag, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, oh my goodness gracious. What's up, Lolly?
What's up? Grand Rising, everyone. I was going to share with you all today. Well, I am going to share with y'all today about a dream that I have, and then related to our business and our passions and our purpose and how we can really display those and share that with the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to start with this dream that I had. And like I said before, I am a dreamer and I really have very vivid dreams. Sometimes they tell me exactly what happened. Sometimes it's giving me a hint at something. Sometimes it's telling me something's wrong, whatever the case.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this particular dream was so interesting because it was almost like, I don't want to say it was a corporate event, but it might have been nonprofit, but it was a very, I'll say, a funded event. So it had all the little fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there was also children there that came and everything. And basically the idea for the event was to speak on the importance of youth activities and technology for the youth and in the community and all of that. And it was interesting. They had the youth involved in a lot of different things and a lot of different activities that they were a part of that also utilized technology and learning and all of that. And they even brought some basketball players. I think they were from another country. They were Black. They may have been African. It wasn't clear in the dream exactly, but they were very, very tall. And they came, and some of them brought their wives or their child with them. But it was really cool because they were able to talk to the youth and walk around with us and take a look at what our culture was like and what our technology was like and some of the things that we were talking about. So it was a really, really cool thing. And then I guess I don't remember how I was asked, when I was asked what happened, but apparently I was asked to speak at this event.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to speak on something related to the concept. So in the dream, I was like coming up with an idea and I was sharing with my sister. I was like, she was like, what are you going to talk about? And I was like, I'm going to talk about my phone. Because before I said that, I was like, oh, my phone's acting up. I don't like my phone, but I'm going to talk about it. And she's like, why would you talk about it? You're not going to say you don't like your phone in the conversation. And I was like, no, I'm going to talk about how, no, my phone is not the most up-to-date phone, but it's a form of technology that's allowed me to be successful and complete so many community activities just because I have it, just because I'm able to use it, whether it's sharing, reaching out to people, creating on the phone, creating flyers, creating videos, reaching out to parents, talking to people about events, sharing on social media, whatever it is. I had this phone, and this phone, no, it's not the most up to date for America, but for a lot of people, this is high quality technology.
Mm-hmm.
And some youth, a lot of youth, I'll say, have access to these phones or could use access to phones or things like that. And so the point was to not demean the simple things that we sometimes have and take for granted. Like I need the highest technology. No, the youth at this point of our lives in America, especially, but just in this time period, we just need the technology that'll allow them to explore and to learn the best that they can.
Mhm.
Whatever that looks like, we just need it. And it shouldn't be there should not be a situation where children don't have access to this technology, because the world we live in, you have to be connected. And it's good to be grounded and good to know how to live outside of that. But realistically speaking, to thrive in this world, to create, to become, to get certain jobs in this world, to be able to be successful, you at least have to have the knowledge of how to use this technology for your betterment. So I was going to speak on that, and I was also going to relate that to some of the work that I do. Mind you, this is all a dream.
I had to remind myself. Dream, right. Okay.
So when I woke up, somebody called me and it threw me off the dream, but I was like, no, I gotta remember. So I like really focused. I was like, no, I need to write down a little bit about what this was about so that I can come back to this and actually create that presentation. But then it made me realize after I woke up is that I don't often make presentations for the work that I do. I don't really talk about when I go out and do mentoring, or when I create music for people, or help youth with music, or when I'm out in the community doing things. I don't really make presentations on this is what I do, this is the technology I use. That's not something that I typically do. But I realize it's important. And so what that brought me to is this morning I was just looking up, basically how to create a presentation for your business. And I realized it's kind of aligned still with, because last week you were sharing about what's the name? Everett. And so this week it made me I was like, this is kind of cool, because I can also share how other people can create their own presentation for it. And I was thinking about like TED Talks and how they go about doing that. But I found something on Indeed that listed out specifically some things that are important as you're creating your presentation for your business, so that you can really share your passions effectively. So if it's okay, I kind of wanted to just go through those things.
You want the power to share?
Oh no, because it's just words. It's not that cute.
Okay. No pictures.
There's no, to say that this was about a quality presentation, it didn't have anything eye-opening. Well, it was eye-opening, but it wasn't anything intriguing to look at. So I'll just kind of talk about it. So it says how to create a company presentation. So the first one is talk about the company. So when talking about the company, it's beneficial to briefly describe what it does and the major services it provides to your customers. For example, if you work for a construction company, you might say Lake Construction specializes in constructing residential homes and apartment complexes for a variety of different clients. The section can also discuss the company's history and how it's progressed or developed when it first started. When presenting the history of a company or business, it's helpful to be anecdotal, telling customers interesting or exciting facts about the company's origin. So talking about your company, talking about your work, that's huge. When you have the platform to speak for 45 minutes, 30, 45 minutes, an hour, only on what you do, this is the time to shine and share about your company's origin. What was that weird thing that happened that just, you tripped over a rock and then you landed in the roses and now you started your own rose garden? Like, what? Tell us those things, because it's something about a good story that people love. It's the same reason with like American Idol when you have the artists on there and they want the people with the great story so that people will continue to watch. It's the same thing, no matter what your field is. What is your story and who are you? What do you do? And why is it important? And I think I would also, not only talking about the company as you're creating your presentation, creating vibrant imagery to go with that. That would be really important and helpful, I think. At least for me, if I'm in the audience and I see like, oh, this picture and you're talking about the story and I can start to imagine, these are where you throw all your adjectives and your just really descriptive language out, because you're creating this picture in people's head about what your business is to get them more excited about learning more and potentially being a consumer or being a part or in some way. The second thing is to define the company's services. So when defining the company's services, it's important to address any specific solutions its products or services offer and how the business better serves its customers compared to its competitors. Highlighting the company's unique abilities to serve can help individuals feel more motivated to purchase or invest in the business. If the company has a unique intellectual property or exclusive distribution agreements, it can be helpful to mention those as well. Okay, so highlighting the company's unique abilities. What exactly do you do? Because it's oftentimes like people will talk about like, oh yeah, I have this business. We kind of do a little this, we do that, you know? And I'm like, okay, all right. What can I get from you exactly? Like what do I need? What do I need? And so when someone is just like, yes, if you are an artist and you want to learn how to upload your music to SoundCloud or to Sound Exchange, this is what I offer. I sit with you and do X, Y, and Z. Is that what you're looking for? And when you're doing something like that, someone can immediately connect. Oh, I need that exact service. Whereas if someone's like, yeah, I help you with your music. It doesn't give you enough insight to know, because there might be someone, there's 5 million other people who can help you with your music. In what way?
Right.
So define your services and really highlight those unique qualities. The third thing was describe your leadership and employees. So in this section, describe the experience and skills of certain employees, how they contribute to the success of the company. For example, if a manufacturing company has 3 employees who have a PhD in engineering, informing customers about it can help display the credentials and expertise of the business. So even if you don't have a full business structure with several employees and a CEO and a CFO and all of those things, who is your team? Who are the people that work with you regularly? Who are the people who support you? Those are just like having, you know, employees and all those things. If you have someone who's like on the regular, like, you know what, I help, you know, with the educational pieces every once in a while or whatever, list those people, because also I feel in our communities, we're so connected that sometimes you hear one person's name and you're like, oh yeah, okay, if I heard their name, good. Or like they do this, okay, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm more likely going to work with them.
Right.
So yes, describe your leadership and employees, describe your team, describe whoever is there to support you. I'm not saying do a whole, 10-minute talk about each person and how you work individually with them, because that's going to be distracting, but lift up those people who are have a prominent role in your business or organizations or idea success. Give examples of past projects. Talking about previous clients can help show your company's competence and success in the industry. When discussing past projects, it's beneficial to talk about assignments you worked on or led, because it allows you to talk about the project from your own experience and mention how you played a role in its success. Having a firsthand account of the project's results can help clients and investors feel more encouraged by the presentation and motivated to work with you and your company. This giving examples of past projects is important. It might look like a video. It might look like you telling another story about something that happened. It might look like a skit. It might look like a dance. It might look like whatever it is that is aligned with what you do. It might look like that. And I would suggest getting very creative with it. I also would suggest that with each of these, we're talking about presentations, but each of these is important. It could be, if Danielle was here, you could make a reel out of that. You could make a video for each of these things, as a short video for each of these things as well. But giving an example of past projects is important because a lot of times people want to see the work that you've done before you do the work for them. Before they start investing and taking out their pocket, they want to know that you actually can do it. And a lot of times, I know we've all, I can't say we've all, but I've experienced where like, I'm like, oh, you can do this? Okay, I believe in you. Here's money. And then it's like, wait, you actually may not be able to do it as well or within the time frame that I need or with the quality that I need. But I already came out of pocket and paid you. So, okay, now that doesn't look as good. But if somebody can come to me and like, here's the work I've done. It took me 3 days to do this. We went through blah, blah, blah. I got this information. We put it together and this was what it was. And it's like, oh, wow. So I know I can go to you. If I have a few weeks, you know, I can go to you or whatever. Or I understand why you charge more for not knowing 2 weeks in advance or blah, blah, blah. Like it helps me better understand how I can connect to you and the value that you bring to me when I invest. So talk about what you've done in the past. Provide reviews and testimonials. So adding testimonials to your presentation can help customers and investors feel confident in their decision to work with your company. When using testimonials, consider adding quotes and reviews from different client experiences because it can demonstrate to consumers that every area of the business is successful and dedicated to their satisfaction. So what does this look like? It can look a lot of different ways. One, people talk about like Google reviews and stuff. If you have a business that's on Google, get all your friends to leave a review if they've ever worked with you. I've seen photographers do this. I've done it for other businesses. I've done it for food, restaurants, stuff like that. That's one place. But then also people's reviews could be, you know, we're talking about social media and technology. Their review could be a reel. Like, this is what happened. I appreciated this. Shout out to whoever for this business and their service they provided for me. That's a testimonial that can be used. In your presentation, for example, you might have 5 of those short videos of people saying, we went through blah, blah, blah. We got this done. I won't go to anybody else. You got 5 people saying that. That's going to impact at least 5 people who's listening to your presentation, because these are real people talking about what you have done for them with your business. So that's really great to do. And another way this could look like is also to have someone step up and speak on their experience with you. That's also, I wouldn't suggest having them talk for longer than 2 or 3 minutes because you want to focus on what you're doing. But somebody who is different from you and can have another business, if they own another business or whatever, and they use something from your business, that also looks really good. Because this is another form of word of mouth. So it also could look like just a screenshot with these people sent you messages. They sent you a DM or they sent you a text like, I love this product. You could have a slide with all of these messages that you got pulling up. I love this. I love that. I appreciated this, blah, blah, blah. That is really good to show, because now you know these are real people, a whole bunch of them, and they like what you do. So moving forward, now you have what you need for the actual presentation, talking about what can make it great. Some extra tips. The first one is keep it short. So of course, I would say keep it within the time frame. I won't say keep it short all the way, because if someone gives you a platform to speak for an hour, you should creatively use up your time to make sure you get whatever information out. You don't want it to be what is it, monotonous, or like you don't want it to be like draining. So people are like not listening by the time you get to the 30 minutes. But you do want it to be exciting. You want there to be something to capture your attention. You want there to be stories. You want there to be something visual. You want there to be something that people can hold on to and take with them. And people love learning about things too. So, and putting in something that where they can learn something really fast is cool. So they say keep it short. Like I said, keep it within the time frame. But original presentation, you can say, you can give yourself, they said 20 to 25 minutes would be a good one. But of course, you know, like I said, depends on your time frame. If you end the presentation with a question or ask your audience for questions of their own, you can help them keep focused on the material and relieve them of any hesitations towards working with the company or making a purchase. I would also say leaving with a question is important, not only at the end of the presentation, but if you have a bigger window for talking about your business, having questions and moments where you have interactions with your audience throughout is also going to be something that is going to be useful, because you have a question. Okay, so kind of like when Reverend Amani is like, okay, what are you hearing? Now it doesn't have to be exactly like that, but allowing for the audience to take a part in this presentation. At the end, they'll feel more connected with the overall message and more connected with what you do and more interested in what you do. Because you also are checking in on them. It's like, oh, you care about me. You're not just talking about yourself. You care about what I think or what I'm learning about this or what I would like to know. And the questions could be something that like makes you ponder. So maybe it's a question like, has there ever been a time where, I don't know, your business failed? And somebody might be like, yeah, you know, people raising their hands, be like, well, we failed at one point, but this is how we came back. And this is what, these are the numbers, what they look like. And this is blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, okay. I see y'all, you know? So things like that can help with that. Okay, the next tip, use a professional design. So visually appealing design can help you retain your audience's attention and display a professional and trustworthy demeanor. If your business has a logo with a specific color template or a unique style and design, consider incorporating that into your presentation to help create a cohesive company brand. Having a strong brand can help show customers and investors that the company understands itself and the products it's trying to sell. So for me, one thing I do, I'm a singer, but usually unless somebody else is making the graphic or whatever, I don't always have control over it all. But usually like with me, I have a EPK. I use certain fonts. My logo is a certain font. Everything falls within each other so that you can see this consistency throughout. And it kind of gives you an exciting approach to what that looks like. I'm trying to see if I can pull up an old EPK. I know Mama had, I love you. Thank you. I am pulling up an old EPK right now. Okay, this is an old EPK. I actually gotta update it. Oh, can you give me the power, please?
Yeah.
Now I want to share something. Okay.
You got the power.
That's exactly what was in my head. I didn't want to be the first person to do it, so I was quiet, but
I'll throw a song out there in a minute. I'll make up one.
Yeah, you send it through the rest of us. We all come up back with it at once.
Okay. Let's see here. Is this it? This is the other one. Okay. Let's see if I can share the PDF. That's it. Okay. So this is an older EPK that I had. But throughout, I'm keeping similar fonts. I'm keeping similar backgrounds. I'm keeping the color scheme throughout. I actually have a newer logo, which so this is the old one, but the newer logo fits more within the theme. I'm keeping everything consistent, so it just looks way more put together than if I just had a bunch of kind of random fonts, random pictures, random ideas. Keeping it all consistent is like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, that's nice. Whether sometimes if you have a lot of different things going on, it's like, oh, okay. And it's like, okay, I get the point. And then you go, so keeping that consistent could be helpful. Going back to this, so we talked about using a professional design, and we have the next tip is being passionate. So as you're presenting, if you sound like this, and it's like, and then in 2018, our business started a new task where we created projects for the artists, and it's like nobody wants to hear that. I want to go to sleep. I need to get a coffee. I'm starting to yawn. I'm like, I need to get up and walk around at this point. I stopped caring a long time ago because it's just not working for me. But when you're like, yeah, so in 2018, we did this. We had this new project where blah, blah, blah happened. And then we got new people in here and da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da and blah. And what do you think about that? I was amazed. How about you? Yeah. So, and it's like, you don't have to necessarily be my version of animated. Be animated in your own way. But I'm just saying that it would help. Don't be boring. Don't be bored with it because, man, because what? Anyway, we want to hear you. Your audience wants to hear you. So being passionate is one of the biggest things. I've gotten away when I used to have to do a presentation and I didn't have all my stuff together. Being passionate got me through because it made it look like I was like, yeah. And it was like, I don't know what I'm about to say next at all, but we're just going to wing this.
Yeah.
So keeping that
sometimes winging it is the way to go.
Sometimes it is, it is. Mama had you
Sometimes I have done that.
Yep. You are the wind beneath my wings. That's the passion.
Yeah. And what's so funny is that when you step into it, your conversation, it's like, okay, a prime example is when Rev is just talk there when she said, oh, and she come in, you're about to get some pearls then, right? And that's how it is. And I know that no matter what I'm doing, I know when I have stepped into the Holy Spirit. I know when I'm happily not in charge anymore. You know what I mean? It's the Spirit working through you, because it's like, and the audience knows it too, because it's like, oh, she done settled in. And she started talking, you start talking from your heart and da-da-da. Yeah. Mama Het?
First of all, greetings, everybody. Greetings.
Grand rising.
Rising.
I remember when I used to do the announcements at church, and one Sunday I got up to go do them, and I tripped up the step. And I felt like that was the Spirit saying, all right, shake that fear. And I went up and nailed it. I just, it was just a feeling. Instead of feeling, like, oh man, I've tripped, I straight went in, it was a reaffirming moment at a blink of an eye. And I was like, okay, that was like, get yourself together. You do this every fourth Sunday. Why, it's okay. But every moment was like a new moment to do the announcement. But that just really helped me. All right, like straighten up your back, stand up straight, and it really helped me. I just really felt that energy. That moment just popped up. And yeah, Lolly, I was saying that passion is a whole feeling. It's a whole empowerment.
It is.
It's like It's like the Grand Rising Elizabeth show.
It is. Definitely is.
Okay, Lolly.
Yes. Okay. So the last thing, well, there's two things, but I feel like I already incorporated already. It says to balance your text and your images. I think that goes well with having a professional presentation. So I mentioned that already. But the last thing, the last two things here. Sorry, I lied again. Understanding your audience is important. So having an older audience who, let's say you have an older audience who is not used to technology on social media at all. This might not be the type of presentation where you have everyone pull out their phones and go to this page and QR code. They're not even there. You just lost them completely.
Right.
But this might be one of the presentations where you say, okay, on a piece of paper, write down 5 things that you want to that you want in your business, and they write it down, and you might pick a person to speak on those things, and you might start taking those five things that they talked about and talk about how you did it and incorporate it in your business or something. But that's the way to engage, knowing who your audience is. Again, on the other side, on flip side, you got some teenagers. You need to let them use their phones because they want to use it anyway.
They are using it anyway.
They are. They use it while you're
They're
talking.
going like this.
Right. So that might be the type of presentation where you're like, okay, go to this site and enter in these things that you want to see. And there are sites like that. And then you'll see the words pop up on the screen. So now they feel like they're interactive with it. But that's something that they want to do, they know how to do, and they're used to doing. So knowing your audience is really key. And that also goes with the language and stuff as well. So like, I'm not saying that teenagers aren't wise, because they're wise in their own way and for their age and for their experience. However, if you start talking about, old wise tales and just going in about life and life lessons real deep, they're going to be looking at you like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Why is she here? So you got to bring a new face to it for each audience. So just understanding what that could mean. But the last thing is sending out the presentation afterward. Depending, again, I think that depends on your audience. It depends on what the structure of the event is and all of those things. But at least I would say the willingness to send out your information, if not the presentation itself. Okay, because somebody might want the presentation. Somebody might want, okay, so like, what was that video you showed me? Oh, here's the YouTube link. Or here's this, here's that. Just having that availability to send out what you talked about to them is good. So that people can stay connected in that way and have something they can revisit later.
Mm-hmm.
But that is it, and that is all for
And here is Queen Aduni. Hey. That was wonderful, Lolly. I mean, absolutely wonderful. I am so proud to know you. Getting to know you. Getting to know all about you. Okay, so all right. So that was excellent. And what I want to do with that information is I want you, each of you, we're going to do different pieces of it. One, talk about the company. So Lolly said to have a good story. Who are you and what do you do? What's your company? And then with that, and we're going to do 2 things. Define the company's service. What's unique about your products or services? And what sets you apart from everyone else that is doing something in the same category? If you're in the whatever industry you're in, what is that? And we want you to share. 2 minutes, no more than 3 minutes. Who wants to go first? Well, I'm Queen Aduni, and this doesn't have to be any, we just want you to share. I want you to think about it and stuff, you know. So I'm Queen Aduni, known as Sheila Everette-Hale from Everett's Natural Beauty School. We started our school in 1979. How I know, I keep up with that because my son was born the next year. So that's how I always, okay, 78, 79, it was 70. It was 78. My son was born in 79. And I'm basically from California, San Diego, born in Kansas City, moved to San Diego, was raised there. And then in 74, I moved here to Detroit with my aunt, who's my godmom. Now, then one day, this sister from Ebony Ivory hair design. Yeah. And Marla and Kafira, Dr. Kafira, I've been knowing her since way back then. And she was saying that she needed somebody to braid. And my thing was, well, are they going to pay me? And I made $100 that day. And then the next week I said, well, shoot, if I make $100 today, if I make $100 next week, so I was a legal assistant, secretary kind of thing. I was making $200 a week. Minus, that was pretty good back then. $200 a week. And so what it ended up happening was I started braiding right then. I made I think $300 that day, and I said, I'm gone. And I've been doing hair ever since, and migrated my family from Omaha, from Gary, Indiana, and even my mom came up, and my sisters and my brother from San Diego. So they all migrated here, and we've been running the business ever since then. What's unique about our business is that we deal with natural hair health and beauty. Natural, the approach. And not only do we service, but we also teach. It's important. Education is important in anything that you do. And so we offer that. And I'm proud to say that we have taught thousands of students worldwide, even from China, from New York, from LA, from
Holland.
Yeah, from Holland. And they have come to sit up under us here in the city of Detroit. We also, just a little bit about myself is that I am a licensed cosmetologist. And although I don't practice cosmetology in the use of chemicals and such, but I am a master in the natural hair industry and has been honored by my constituents as a pioneer master. I've been in it since the beginning of it as it relates to it becoming a business. And so that is what we do. We teach online and we also teach in-house. So yeah, that's what we do. And let me see. Our unique products is that they're natural. Our unique style is that it's natural. Our unique atmosphere is that it is family. And when people come in, you're going to be sitting there for 4, 5, 6 hours. Yeah, you need to be comfortable, and you also have to have the right music, the right, the whole atmosphere. We are a family, and we love to embrace you. So that's about Everett's Natural Beauty School. We have gone from Everett's Braiding Academy, the Advanced School of Arts in hair. So, but now we are Everett's Natural Beauty School and Salon. And that's when we are located in the city of Detroit. We are on Iron Street and right by Belle Isle. So we're very close. And yeah, come and see us. We do offer free consultations so that, one, Where are you going to be sitting at for 4 or 5 hours? What is that atmosphere? So that's important, the importance of consultations. The other, how's your personality and my personality? Do we understand one another? The person needs to see your hair, touch your hair so that they can give you the right advice and give you the right price. So that's Everett's. Come to Everett's Natural Beauty School, where we teach a lifestyle, not just a service and not a skill. We teach a lifestyle. Thank you.
Yay.
Very well.
Next.
That flow was amazing. That flow was amazing.
Yeah, so just talk about yourself. In this, we're not talking about we're not talking about what's perfect and all that. We want you to say it. We want you to say it and hear it. And so we can hear it and then say, and give some feedback if there's something.
Yeah, definitely.
We've been doing what we've been doing for years. There should be like somebody asks you what, you don't know what they have in their pocket. You do not know what connections they have. So what would you say to them? Next, who's next?
Okay, I'll go.
You get to go.
I am, my name is Evelyn Pinkard, but I'm better known as Mama Evelyn. And I am an artist. I am an engineer. I am a creatrix. I am an innovator and a collector of the spoken word to present to you on products, from what you wear to what what you set your cup on, to what you create. I facilitate dowel making, spirit dowel making. I facilitate make and takes, which help people of all ages to bring out their creativity. I just facilitate the technical part, and that helps so your creations don't fall apart before you get home. I call myself an engineer because I'm always pulling together things that help to display my art, or carrying my art, or when I do festivals, creating my displays. And so that's what a friend and ancestor of mine called me, an engineer. I think how to put things together in a way that they're sustainable, they are sturdy and beautiful. So yeah. And the name of my business for now is Phenomenal Woman Eclectic Creations, because I delve in a lot of different things, but basically is the dowel making, the jewelry making, and the make and takes. I shoot off into all directions. Just give me an idea and I'll go with it.
That's good, Mama. Yeah, that's good. I like that collector of the spoken word. That was deep. Yeah, you got some, huh? Oh, hold on.
Well, while she's walking away, I also wanted to mention, earlier I was talking about like adding questions for your audience, and you self-labeled yourself an engineer. So like when you start that conversation, an attention grabber is, how many of y'all think an artist is an engineer? Can artists be engineers? Are artists engineers?
Yeah, that was unique too. Yeah, I had to write it down. Engineer.
Right. And then that gives you the availability to be like, okay, well, I call myself an engineer. And now I don't work on trucks, but I'm an artist and I do X, Y, Z. And then you can go into like all of the phenomenal woman eclectic creations and why you call it that and how you spread out and how you facilitate the technical part of creation and how like if you can in our minds, not maybe not everybody, but a lot of people have creative minds. So how you word it and how you put it together, you're starting people off with like, can an artist be an engineer? I don't know. And then you're talking about how like, well, I work on the technical part of this and da da da. And now your brain is like, the audience brain is like, oh shoot, this is engineering. That's cool. You know?
The gears
So
start shifting.
right.
Yeah,
So
the
just
gears.
the gears. Boom. We talking about. But yeah, I just wanted to speak on that. But I love what you were talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good, Lolly, because when you said engineer, I immediately thought engineer as you went to school for an engineer. And so I liked when you got around to what you were talking about, that you make these things that. So what Lolly is saying, yeah. But it also, because of the word engineer, you automatically got some extra points. Whether we knew it was through school or whatever, we understand what an engineer, so that differentiated you from an artist, and what we normally think of an artist. You do all these things, but matter of fact, you got a client right here, because that's what I need. I need the setup, the display. I need the display for us. And I'm like, Mama Evelyn can do it. Yeah, right. She did show us this. She did show us that. She's showing us how you can travel, and she got a package for this and a box for that and stuff. So yeah, you could make some good money. And I'm talking about your uniqueness, not just making them like the display companies do.
Mm-hmm.
Way it just gave another way to interact with you. And
Yeah, because you said you wanted my earrings in your shop. You've said that for years, and I don't know, but now it really clicked. So I was thinking, okay, how can we display it in her shop? Should it be, because I was thinking about a nice big ornate frame with a pegboard inside that hangs from the wall, or
Uh-oh. There she go. There go the gears.
There, yep.
I needed to put together a way of taking my earrings where I don't spend any time putting the earrings on the rack. I want to just take it and set it up. So, can you see?
Yes.
All right.
Getting a live presentation.
Ta-da!
Yes.
I love it.
They're already on there.
Yes.
They're hanging from their hooks. I don't have to sit there and hang them and separate them. So I have them on. I have the different sayings on, rings. So, yeah.
I like how you opened it up and they were ready. They were like ready.
Yes. That's a lot of work when you're vending, and that's a lot of work.
You have to think of ways to be set up, because sometimes you're setting up and people are starting to walk by, and you would really prefer to be already ready when they start coming in.
Love it.
So now I'm thinking I should make another one because, this is for these earrings with the sayings. But what about, I showed this last night. Where is it?
Are you talking about what are these?
I don't
Like,
know. Have you seen those necklaces, the ropes? Yes,
The
those were
the
her
cloth
the
ones.
60th birthday present.
hmm.
Those
I
are
gave it
beautiful.
to you for your 60th birthday.
Oh, okay. Was that
Is
it? I
that
don't know.
snowflake?
Yeah, it was your birthday.
They're beautiful. I love these.
I love how Mother Evelyn remembers the
Yeah.
reason and that's dope. Were those snowflake? Look at the aunt. Oh, she's gorgeous.
Those are earrings.
Well, I have some smaller that are made into earrings, but this is a stylized ankh that I found a picture for in some place, and I said,
Mm.
like that. And this is copper. So I need another one of these for hanging, my
Uh-huh.
necklaces
That kind
and
of stuff,
other sorts of jewelry. Because I do love working with copper. And
I put that right in my ear.
Mama Evelyn, I said Mama Evelyn is that? I mean, can you make it? Can I get it? Can I buy it?
So.
sure,
I see you can
I'm
put
pretty
that
sure I
right
got
in
a
your
pair
ear.
here. All I gotta do is clean them up.
Put that right in your. I
Huh?
want to put that right in my ear. Ooh, doo. But you know what, Mama Evelyn, I just wanted to share. One of my girlfriends, she used to keep her earrings out in her room, and she used the screen. The window
Yeah.
screen.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Well, you haven't been to my house, but
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Cork board. Now, Sheila, you got those. Are they in the wall, in your wall, like hooks or thumbtacks?
mm-mm,
Nails?
mm-mm.
Oh, I was talking about the things on the wall. I didn't went to the necklaces. My bad.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
I've
Yes,
I've been there.
I mean, I like when I have the hooks, but when I'm ready to do something, I'll grab whatever's there and do that. So it's just a nail. It's
Okay,
just a nail.
that's awesome. I like
Put
the
on.
display.
Mm-hmm. And that's so I can see everything at
Yes.
the time
There
versus
you go, Lolly.
around and
They're
stuff.
already made. I just got to put the hook on them
Okay.
That's beautiful.
and clean them up.
Okay. I got you.
Gorgeous.
Hmm. So, Mama Evelyn, the box. So what would you sell that for? Okay, the box,
Ooh.
because you have to
The
go buy the
display
box,
box.
the box, and they come in different sizes, right?
They can.
Probably do.
Did
And
you make that?
I would want a
Yes.
painting in the background, a painting, and then
Mm,
Oh,
mm.
put some sort of decorate the pegboard even more.
yeah, because the pegboard is
Yeah.
just plain, and they're on
Yeah,
there
it's white.
one, yeah,
Yeah.
some,
Put it
yeah,
right
Yeah.
here.
Well, I
yeah.
was thinking
Put it
something
right
that
here.
really because I was thinking about that to paint it and then do some stenciling on it
Mm.
just to have an interesting background that really, yeah, I was thinking about that, especially with the front. I was thinking because your picture behind you, I said big, or I was thinking I was gonna, probably next month, go to the secondhand store and just see what I can find as far as some big frames, and then get the pegboard cut down to. Yeah, I'm starting all these projects. I got to finish some stuff.
Okay, great.
Oh,
Thank you. Mama Het, come on with it, girl.
I was gonna ask a question. I wasn't volunteering.
Okay.
I'll go.
Oh, I knew you wasn't. I wasn't looking at you as a volunteer. I was assigning you.
Yeah, that's why I said, but I'll go. The one thing though, I just have to share this. Like,
Mhm.
When I have to talk about a me, I'm like, which me do I talk about?
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
is really, you know, who is Mama Heteru? I'm the goddess of love, dance, and sensuality. And I take that assignment very seriously because movement is what I do the best. It's gotten me in trouble when I was little. It's had me make sure that my shoes and my clothes knew how to dance before they could come home with me.
Mhm.
And when I go out, I like to make sure that other people, especially sisters, have a good time. Dance is an expression of gratitude. For being able to move my body. And having a relationship with this vessel is so important to me that I want to share it with the world. It's our best friend, and we act like we don't know it sometimes. It lets us know, when we need to make an adjustment or maybe be somewhere else. And when I see women dancing and I get the feeling of discouragement, especially if they were hustling and whatnot. So I would go and make sure that they get it. I wouldn't let them leave the dance floor until they got it because, I see like I don't have it. But I'm like, come on and stay up here and lovingly grab them, and hold them and help them through the movements. I am a very silent teacher and coming out more so in the world to share. I speak more so through my movement than I do with my voice. And so that's how I talk. That's my communication. I am an artist in many forms. Put me anywhere and I'll figure something out. I love to take cloth and redecorate my home in different ways. You might see a skirt around my waist, and when you come to my house, it may be hanging at the window, or it may be wrapped around the couch to just change and rebrand a space, if you will. Let me see. Wow. I like to take a party where the party is already happening. So if you have sister friends, I'll come to you and lead some movement, and especially letting people know that just because I may give a sentence, I want you to feel free to change any of the words or make the statement different and make it personal for yourself. And I believe that music is one of the ways for us to free our minds and be free and connect with the creator or the creatress, and give thanks for the vessels that we have. Off the rip.
I love the beginning of that statement. I love the beginning. That the beginning said it all for me. Oh, well, that's it. That's all you had to say. Really, I love that beginning.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Passion was definitely there.
Mm-hmm.
That was good because it felt like, so I remember when I was talking about it earlier, and it was like, show your passion. It doesn't have to be like, show it in your own way. So like in your way of expressing, it just made us more like sit forward, like really hear what it is you had to say about it.
Right.
So it was like I felt it. I was like, she movement is something special for her. She does this. Okay. That's what I was able to feel from that. I really liked it. I really
Mhm.
like that.
Mhm.
Thank you. It's just, I think when I talk, it just pulls things from my gut, and I get these gratitude, this water of gratitude, this flow. like Star's page.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I embrace the water that flows from my body. I think that's why I like to move. It's so much easier to talk. I don't have, I can skip this part, you know what I'm saying? But um yeah, one of the other things that I just remember when I was little, my mother would say, "Why, girl, why are you always wiggling when we go to the mall and stuff to get shoes?" And I say, "Mommy, if my shoes and clothes can't dance, they can't come on with me." She said that for years and I didn't have no reason why. And so that once I realized what it was, I was like, okay, you know. But yeah, and the getting in trouble part. Those trouble things end up becoming your careers. That's why you keep working at it. That's keep when you continuously get in trouble is because you are tweaking your craft. It's just so funny. But thank you for pushing that, because I was like, what am I gonna say and who am I gonna talk about? Shoot, whatever, like my audience, whatever the audience is.
Yeah, and one of the other things is, the saying, I'm a jack of all trades and a master.
Yeah.
Well, I did put something in it once. I am a jack of all trades, master of braids.
Okay.
And
Right. Yeah.
Oh, earrings. Master of all trades.
Braids. It just happened all to rhyme. So I'm a jack of all trades.
It's so perfect.
And then so they know right then, they know you do a lot of different things. But today I want to share, because I didn't talk about the event planning. I didn't talk about none of that.
Right.
I just talked about
that main
what that audience or whatever share. 1 second.
Peru gave me a word. He was doing a reading about me, and the word dilettante came up. And a dilettante is a person who is what do they say? It's similar to the jack of all trades, but it said that the person. Where's my phone? Let me pull it up. And I love the way, because that was one of the names of my business. I've used netter movement, dilettante movement, because this word is so phenomenal, and you spell it, and it's spelled the way you would not think. Let me read the definition.
While you're doing that, who is 319156? You tell me your name, please. You have to unmute yourself and come on camera for a second.
You said 31 what, Sheila?
Okay. All right. I got you, boo. Alita.
Is that me?
Yeah.
That's not my phone number. That's I don't know what number that is. It's not
Well,
me.
it's not a full phone number. It's just 319156. So
that's not none of those numbers.
Well, those are on your screen. If you wanted to, you can go into participants and rename yourself under the drop down menu in the corner.
Oh.
I'm gonna rename.
It seems like your phone does what it wants to when it comes to Zoom.
I know. I have no control. No control at all.
Wait a minute. Let me write those numbers down. It might be a message. Let me write them numbers.
Right.
I know.
I
Right?
just took a picture of it. I took a picture. I said, "Oh."
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, let's see Lolly, add them up and see what the number equals. That'd be interesting. Okay. So a dilettante spelled spelled Dilettante. It is one who dabbles in an art or a field of knowledge and a lover of the fine arts. And in another definition, it said that is a dabbler who doesn't commit to any one, and that's so fit, because I did like that name, a dilettante. Dilettante movement was one of the many names that I've chosen.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, but the our movement specifically speaks to that because of the collective. We're
Mhm.
all moving. However that is, I've told people that even if you're in a wheelchair and you can't move anything, or if you're sick and laid up in the bed, imagine, see yourself dancing,
Mhm. Mhm.
see yourself moving. If you're limited in your ability, we still have our eyes. You can still, listen. I remember when I went to the senior home and there was a sister that was in a wheelchair, and I saw that she could only do certain things, but baby, she was lifting. Her foot was it was a bum foot, but she was still moving, and that's what I that part, that whatever you have that can move. If it's words, sit in your chair. No, I don't want to hear it. You sit in your chair, laid up in your bed. You can still do the sound. So yeah. So thank you all for this in Reverend No Money yesterday for this task.
Ebony, are you able to share? What we're doing, Alita and those who weren't, is Lolly had given us some things about your business and how to do a presentation. And there were 5 key things that we need to do. And the first 2 is talk about your company, give a good story, who are you and what you do. And number 2 is the company's service or products and what's unique about them. So what we are asking you to do now is to share. We have some others, 3, 4, and 5, but we want to share first. Talk about your company and define your company services or what's unique about them. So, Ebony, can you speak now, Boo?
Yeah, we having a breakfast. Yes,
Oh,
I can.
okay. Can you talk?
Yeah, sure. What's up, lady?
Oh, you didn't hear my question?
No, I left off with the state and our name and our goals. What's your question, Queen?
I want you to talk about your company, and what Lolly was saying about have a good story. Who are you and what you do, and what's unique about your products or service?
Okay. My name is Ebony Elmer. I am the founder of Auntie Diva Super Kids and the Just Transition Team nonprofit. I specialize in creating eco-friendly educational services to community and to stakeholders or federal funders. What is unique about my company is I utilize people lived experience to better regulate and create policies and procedures that will better revitalize their community. And that's about it.
In a nutshell.
What's
Okay.
the name of your company?
I have 2. So I have Auntie Diva Super Kids, which is an eco-friendly home daycare center and education service. And then I have the Just Transition Team, which is a newly created nonprofit.
Can you put that in chat, please?
Yes.
Could we hear your story around the daycare? How did you come up with that company and that concept of holistic, and what makes you qualified for me to leave my children with you? And
Yes. So
go ahead.
so I started Auntie Diva Super Kids in 2015, about 10 years ago. I've been an early educator for over 30 years. And I started in the field. Yeah, guys. Yeah, so I started in the field of early education when my mother and her friends used to go out at night and they would leave their children. So I would take responsibility of their children and leave a bucket out. So when they came back, they gave me their they gave me the change from their night out to care for their
Oh.
children. So I used to read a lot. So I read the Babysitters Club, and it kind of taught me how to kind of organize that. So I started leaving a notebook with the bucket, so they have to sign in to sign out their children. And they used to have to give me the money, and it kind of built on it. So it started with the bucket, then it went into the notebook. Then I started making a calendar so I could keep up with my children, because they wanted me to watch their children like when they go to work. So it was really funny because I was not of a working age yet. That's why I said, yeah, I have like 30 years of early education experience. So
That's terrific.
Right, it just
So-
kind of unfolded for you.
yeah, so I
Mhm.
actually went to school for
Supply and
early
demand,
education.
right?
Yep, I went to school and I got my associates, and I started actually forming my business. And when it came time to shift and create like a niche in my business, I really gravitated towards Captain Planet and the Planeteers. And I said, oh, what would it be like if I could raise children to turn into Planeteers? And then I'll be Captain Planet. Like whenever they call me, I'm there.
Mhm.
So I used that narrative, and then I started looking at the environment, and it really started with littering and how people are always at the parks leaving things. We're
Mhm.
not taking the children to the playground. So it started with me and the children cleaning up the playgrounds and the parks when we left. And I ended up being connected with the Sierra Club about 10-15 years ago. And they really taught me how what I was doing was called community organizing and being an environmentalist. So that was a big word. So I love the fact that whatever I learn, if it's something foreign to me, I learn it and then I teach my children. So that's how being an like the holistic side came, and then the fact that a lot of our parents and older people were getting sick, and they weren't listening to like Big Mama no more. So I would take ideas that I've heard from my Big Mama, because I was raised with her for a point in my life for about a year, and just repeat it repeat it to my elders, but in younger form. And they like, oh, I could just take a tea for that, I can drink, I can go and go outside and breathe for a minute because I'm stressed and at work. So that kind of trickled into the education side and the more holistic side of things. And that was exciting for me because I thought it was fun. It's like just talking about ways to keep you safe in the more natural way, as opposed to going to the doctor or putting a pill in your mouth and solving it. Then you have all these other risk factors. I don't know how many commercials y'all seen, but any commercial that sells medication, like at the end of the commercial, there's often side effects are, and it'd be like detrimental side effects like heart attacks and high blood pressure and all this other stuff for you to get a cure for something simple. So I just start using what I watch and what I see in my environment to kind of combat more healthier ways of living and thinking, as opposed to doing what the TV and society say. I guess I'm a little rebel at that part.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, that's how Auntie Divas came about. Like I used that. I started my business. I got my degree, and then I got the DHS relative care license.
Mhm.
So that's kind of how it kicks off. And then I noticed that a lot of my kids were going back to school without backpacks. And I'm just like, come on, parents, what were you doing all summer while I was watching your kids? So that's how I started giving out backpacks instead of shaming them, because I don't know what parents are going through. And a lot of parents some parents have bills that they can't afford to get their kids back to school supplies. Some people done hung out all summer and they done spent all their money at the clubs and can't get backpacks. Instead of judging them or asking the why, I just like to create solutions. So
Yeah.
I just started giving out backpacks. Me and my girls, we got together at a park and raised funds and started passing out backpacks. And that was 10 years ago. Now we are in 3 different cities.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody got
Yeah.
something to share or ask a question before we go to the next? Alita, I'm not going to hit on you. I'm going to go to the next one. Lolly, do you want to do yours?
I suppose I could. All right, let's see. Let's see what
Yes,
I
since you
came up
started
with.
all this.
I
Yeah.
did start it. I start a lot of things apparently. Okay. All right. All right. What does music, education, and cannabis all have in common?
A party.
Well, I was gonna say they all take you higher.
Take you
That's
higher.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, as you think on that, I want to share what it means for me. So, music, education, and cannabis, yes, they take you higher. But what I was going to say is they take you on a journey of perspective. Your ideas shift, everything changes, you learn more. You learn that maybe you didn't know what you knew before, and you can connect on a social, emotional, spiritual level. So for me, this looked like singing as a young girl in the mirror with yarn on my head, a yarn scarf on my head, and saying that I'm Beyonce in the mirror. Or walking down the street, walking down the steps like Cinderella, the Black Cinderella. Or it looked like growing up and going to college and learning, and then in that same institution learning about herbal medicines and plants and other forms of therapies, which may include cannabis. My first time experiencing cannabis, I was at an event that had music. And when I experienced it, I was able to see a shift in my perspective, not only about the plant, but about how I hear what's going on around me. And so from that event, I went home. And at the time, I wasn't vegan, and I had the best McDonald's 4-piece chicken nuggets I've ever had in my life. But from that experience, I learned to study. I began studying psychology, and I began piquing my interest in music, herbal medicines, and psychology while I'm in school. So I'm learning. And while I'm learning, I'm singing, I'm becoming more professional in what I want to do and really standing firm in what I want to do within music. And eventually, I began to create spaces for myself to not only perform and share my own works that attach with my social and emotional experiences and spiritual experiences, but I began to create platforms for others to share the same, with or without cannabis. So I created the Low Key Collective when I was in New Orleans, which specifically speaks to those artists who are conscious or community-based and can share their works, their art, that match that vibe, that match that aesthetic, that match that purpose and that passion. And a lot of those spaces were for older people, I'll say young adults, but for sure adults, because a lot of those places also were open to the use of cannabis consumption as a way to take them on that perspective journey. But additionally, I began working with youth, and I had been working with youth for a while, but not specifically in music, until I left college and I started working within the community. And as I work with youth in music in the community, I allowed them to share their journeys. And I was allowing myself to get a new perspective on their lives through the music that they had. So now I currently work with youth in music. I work in the community, sharing my own music and also uplifting other artists within the communal spaces. And I elevate the idea of utilizing our natural resources to take us on further journeys of understanding. So this is what I offer. I sing, I work with others to create, and I provide the space for learning and exploration as I continue to study. And there we go. Yeah. I'm complete, y'all.
That was phenomenal. I like that, I remember that you said, asking a question will help, it will help bring your audience in. And, if they are drifted, because we might be sitting in a space, it brings them, okay, it brought it right home. So I really like that question because it made me awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna add that question piece too. Yeah.
Asking that question put us right where you needed us to be at for the answer, and we answered it ourselves, those who did, but you answered it in your mind anyway, whether you said something to somebody, and then you took us on a ride. It was cool.
And that was what it was about. It was about the journey.
Yeah.
All right. So next thing, Grand Rising Omani. So the next one is
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. We're talking about how you do a presentation, and Lolly gave some outlines. So we just talked about our companies, tell a good story, who are you, what you do, and then define your company's service, what's unique about the products or service. So now we're going to go to describe your leadership and your employees, what they do, who's your team, and or support or allies. Who is that? Who are you going to call on? I give you $200,000. Who are you calling to get yourself off and going? Who's that person?
That one more time, Mama, please. The leadership.
Describe leadership and employees. So what do they do? Who is the team? Who's on your team? And your support or your allies, other organizations or people that are not working for you, but they're they work with you, their company, your company, or like that. So for Everett's Natural Beauty School and Salon, I am the CEO, and I am the master teacher at Everett's. And I also have, I shared before that it's a family owned and run company. And so my family came up and we taught how to do the braiding. We have our own style of braiding. So actually my son is he is the master teacher. He took over the teaching when I turned 60. I'm now 70. He took over the training, an excellent trainer. Doris, my sister, who is why we are doing this, because she loves she loves braiding natural hair. That's all she's ever done, is braiding. And then my sister Star came up. My mother moved up here. My aunt is living here. And so the whole family. And where I was making money, I said, well, you know what? I'm going to teach you, instead of feeding you, I'm going to teach you what I know to do. And then all of them have done some hair. It's not what they selected as their career, but that was one of the things that we do as a family, and we still are as a family. Throughout the years, I do have a very powerful board of directors, and they work with me, and some have been with me from the very beginning. And I would say that I am actually one of the leaders in the natural hair industry, actually creating what that industry is. So my constituents or my support is from, California, that's Joanne Cornwell from Sister Locks. I've learned a lot from her, and we still collaborate with one another. Pamela Farrell and Caleb Dean, they are the ones who helped us with the legislation to get that changed, and just a plethora of people that were in the very beginning and pioneers in the industry. Let me see. So that's who's on my team, and they've been with me. I've been blessed that my people stay with me for long times. I don't have except for like stylists come in, my people stay with me, and we have longevity. So I must be doing something right? So that's what I want to share, who those people are. Those people that I am working with their products, Nakina Evans, and Lock Socks. So yeah, just a lot of people in that area. So that's my leadership, employees, leadership being those that also my lawyers and accountants and people that I ask for advice in running and being prosperous in the business. So that's my team.
Yay. I wanted to comment. I liked that you shared that you have a family-oriented business. And maybe it wasn't on purpose, because you're able to like just grab people from your family and like, here, I'm gonna show you the way, you help me out. That's cool. I think we can even hype that up a little bit too. Like I run a family-oriented business, so that when you come in, you feel like you're a part of the family as well. My sister, who has been braiding for, I don't know, I'm gonna throw a number, 37 years, is like throwing out the numbers and why, like this, they're quality. Yes, I run a family-oriented business, but these are quality people, and people love numbers. So if you can say that, or they have a reach of blah, 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 or when you're talking about the businesses you worked with, like Sister Locks, most people know about Sister Locks, but if there's another business that you've worked with or that you've gotten support from, like this company, which is known for X, Y, and Z, has helped me in this process of blah, blah, blah. So it kind of gives people are sometimes, I'll be honest, we're a little shallow, a little surface level, and they're like, who is that? Why are they important? So if you could be like, I worked with this, and they're important because of this, not necessarily saying they're important because of, but this is why they're up there, and this is why I'm important, then they're like, oh, okay, because they can compare, like, okay, maybe you're not as big as this company, but you work with the company, so you might as well be. So
that's good.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, thanks. More in story and detail, the facts and the story of why am I mentioning them? Yeah. All right, anyone else? Who was after me? Mama Head, I think you were.
I think it was Mama Evelyn.
Oh, it was Evelyn.
Mama Head.
Evelyn.
What?
You're supposed, okay, describe your leadership or your employees. Who's on your team? What kind of support or allies have you created with others? I mean, whatever it is. If it's just you, then it's just you. But I know you talk about Mama Samara all the time, and other things that you do. You right now you do more of vending. So where's your business? I vend,
Okay.
but who do you, yeah. She's so funny when she's running to get something.
Girlfriend decides to vacuum now.
Well, we don't hear it.
Yeah, we can't hear it. It's okay.
Don't hear it? Oh, but it's
No.
driving me nuts. Okay, so where were we?
Who works with you? Your team, your team,
Oh,
and your allies, other companies that you work with, or
other company.
Or
Well,
are you-
well, the Wisdom Institute, the listening partners, I work with them a lot. And I work with Queen Aduni a lot.
Okay, so what Lolly was sharing with me, Michelle, Evelyn, what Lolly was saying to me when I shared was to put it more in who they are. Like I work with so and so and blah blah blah. What they do, why are they important to what you do? Does that make sense? Maybe
You're hyping yourself.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, what?
You're hyping yourself up by talking about the people that you work with, basically.
Okay.
Even Mama Evelyn, who you have made jewelry from or something from that is on just one of the stars and stuff. Remember you was talking to somebody and you said, yeah, I made that Iyanla. You made something for her.
The book cover.
Book cover, yeah.
Book cover with the bookmark. Okay. I collaborate a lot with Gwen Winston of the Wisdom Institute, and she also and a part of that is the listening partners, and I facilitate at a lot of the functions that the listening partners have created. I have collaborated with and did make and takes at the African World Museum when the festival was there. That was done over maybe like 3 or 4 years. I've done that. I am one of the vendors or facilitators that Njia Kai can call on to do make and takes at Beacon Park. I opened Beacon Park. The weekend that they opened, I did that weekend doing make and takes. I opened the queue line when that opened up on Warren and Woodward. See. I've supported at the Amazon Village and done vending and making takes there. And I plan to approach Mama Shu about doing some programs there with the kids around I think around jewelry making and repurposing clothing, like painting on jeans or painting on clothes. Cause I see on Facebook the beautiful artwork, Black artwork. And my pet peeve with that is it's on polyester. And I want to see it on cotton and linen and natural fabrics. And if a young adult or a older teenager is interested in hand painting on an item that's a one of a kind, they can take that artwork and upload it to I want to incorporate entrepreneurship with anyone who is, but basically the kids, to get their foot in the door, the financial literacy on how to deal with the money that they will be making, with their art. Because I mean, AI is beautiful, and digital art is great, but there's nothing like the hand painted by the human. Nothing's going to replace that. Nothing is going to replace handmade by a human. It's not.
Evelyn,
So
you could also throw in like companies that you allies like scraps. What is that? Arts and Scraps.
Arts and Scraps.
So that's a company that you work with. That helps us to supply, especially if that's where you get a lot of your stuff.
That would be David Shearer, the clockmaker. What is that city? What is that city right off of Royal Oak?
In your presentation,
right over there,
that's not going to matter where, like where they're.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that he provides a lot of the raw materials, or that's used in the make and takes, the unique shapes of wood and the letters. He provides that for free, and I really appreciate him for that. And yeah, different decorator land for the wallpaper sample books that I get, because any paint and wallpaper place, they usually give their wallpaper sample books they usually give them away for free. And so but decorator land out on Gratiot, she gave me my last batch, and that's used as like a base for some of the make and takes, give them a foundation. Because also Rainy Day Art Supply in Grosse Pointe on Woodward gives me bags and bags of the remnants from the frame, from the matting, the pictures from framing pictures, because they don't use all the scraps. They just bag them up and they give them to me. I just call and say, you got a couple of bags for me? And anybody can do that. It's not just me. It's they'll give it away to any artist, that. And I have promised that I would, get on their Facebook page or whatever page they have, and just show where their contribution was. Point Hardware has been instrumental at times with cutting raw material for me for free. I just go in there and bat my eyes. I like small family run hardware stores. You get more personal service. Things are a little pricier, but you just get exactly what you want. The big box stores are great, but that personal touch isn't there always. It all depends on the people, but yeah.
Okay, thanks,
So,
Evelyn.
Yeah.
Lolly, did you have anything to share? When you're doing a presentation, we don't have to put the story behind everybody.
Right. Just name the people.
Yeah. Lolly, you have.
Yeah, I love that you have worked with so many different small businesses, organizations, nonprofits. That's wonderful. I think what would be important, depending on how long your presentation is, of course, but what would be most important is that you highlight, these are the key collaborations I have. These are my key partners that I work with. These so speaking on that, that'll let people know, okay, she does this. At the end of the day, your goal is for people to basically validate that you are amazing. That's why you're putting on this presentation. Like, oh wow, I need to know more about her artistry. I need to work under her. I need to get something from her. That's the point of this portion. So you're speaking on your collaborations to validate your work, basically, and to also validate your existence amongst other artists and community spaces. So I like that you have all those. Figure out what your top 5 are, and then you can speak on that. The other thing I was gonna say is you don't want to give too much information. Like, you know, like I got this for free for them.
Yeah,
Tell your girlfriends that, but like, but while you're doing a presentation, you wanna, you know, I work with them. They don't have to know how y'all work, but you work with them.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, Mama Het. Unmute yourself, baby.
I was practicing.
Okay.
No, I'm playing it off.
Live.
Greetings. Yes. So for me, with my leadership style, I would like to call it empowering, because when I am leading sessions, I like to give people enough so that they can go on and do this for themselves. The movement sessions, feel empowered to get in front of the mirror and begin to use these sessions and take them and apply them to life. So my leadership style is empowering. My employees, I would say, would be the students in so many words, because as we're sharing in our movement sessions, I also ask them to participate and to give some leadership. I like to form circles and have people participate in that way. Let's see. My mentors and my support are some of the same people. Fitness in the D, Patty Dukes, my teacher, and also House of Bastet, Sister Tanae Desmook. Those are my mentors and my support system. And how it began was because they entrusted me with having, supporting their classes when they had to go away and be away. So that was the push that helped me get into this role in the first place. And also this pandemic was one of the things that pushed me forward to start coming out and helping and assist people with movement while we were locked in. One of my support systems that's very important to me is the Grand Rising Elizabeth therapy sessions that we have daily. So that's a part of my team. So, ta-da.
Okay, that was good.
Straight to the point.
Right.
Straight to the point. I love it.
Mhm.
So I would say my only thing with that is that's great for a real short presentation. This ABC, cool. If you're I feel like the spaces that you're gonna be in are gonna be so much more connected. I just feel that. So when you're talking about, these collaborations, I feel like the first time I got all your passion, and this time I was like, okay, facts, great. But like, I still want to feel that, like, yes, and I work with them, and this is what I get out of that, and that's how it formulates what I do with my classes or like in my movement or whatever. So I feel like for your spaces, again, it's understanding what the audience is, of course. But as far as getting the basics down, who you work with, all that stuff, you got that. That's cool.
So you said, wait a minute, I wrote it down. I wanted to write it down. You said, I need to elaborate more. You were saying?
Just a little bit more. Just make it more personable.
Okay, got you.
Because you said what you needed to say. But your audience may not want to just hear it as facts, like bullet points. Because I feel like the spaces that you're in are already connected. They want to connect with you even further. So instead of maybe just, I work with these people, I'm on my calls, I do this, and I do that. They're like, okay, that's cool. But like, how does that connect to me?
Well, let me show you my leadership style. Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, why not? Or you mentioned, I feel like did you mention a mentor?
Yes.
Yes.
So
My
like
mentors
what?
and my support system are my dance teachers.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what did they show you? Like what
What
did
did
they
they
tell? What
okay,
did they
okay.
instill in
Okay.
you that made you bomb at what you do?
Oh. Well, I did okay, I said that they entrusted me with taking care of their classes when they're away or when they can't be present, you know, if they had something else to do. And also mm,
But what is the unique thing that you get from each one of them? Who showed me this? Or
okay, so yes, my instructor Tanae Dismuke was always um encouraging me to make sure that I'm on time with my sessions and end on time because there may be another session coming in, so you have to have that time locked in, which I fail at because of the music. Anyway, um, and Patty, her energy is invigorating and it's similar to mine, and so I, you know, the excitement that happens with the classes and just empowering women and helping women, you know, come together and then see themselves as, even though we're in a classroom, there's an individualization that happens, very personal. It's very empowering to be on the pole because it's a personal relationship. So I like that helps build those personal relationships.
I was just thinking,
I work on it.
Mama Head, I was just thinking about like your full presentation and that the whole, like everybody's sitting in out there, the audience and such. And you're talking about movement, right? So
Right.
the first thing that you can do when you come up, all right, everybody put your hands up.
Oh, get them involved. Yeah.
Action
What do
right
you
there.
call it? Engagement. The crowd engagement.
Yeah. And even in the middle of it, when you're about to change it, you could tell them to do a different thing that keeps them like they're always moving their body and listening to you at the same time, because you can't stand in one spot. So they're moving around and looking. I don't care how big or small the space is. You can't do it, so as you're moving around, just incorporate it in that it's just part of who you are. All day you're thinking about movement. So you could be talking and giving some facts and then throw out, okay, now lift your leg and then keep talking. Just talking. Okay, while I'm talking, wiggle your feet while I'm doing it, up and down and up and down. So I blah, 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 blah. And they still going up and down. Your feet still going? Movement, make them move.
I know one that really gets them is when I tell them to move that core, and they'll look at me like, "What's she talking about?" You know what I'm talking about. I might put on and come out with something like this. So yeah, I'll start with some music. Yes, that's always incorporated. Okay, yes, I'll add that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm coming out loud and bassy, and I want squeeze.
Yeah.
So good work, ladies. Great subject, Lolly. Great. That's good.
This has
So
been
the other
fantastic.
ones were give examples of past projects that you have done and provide reviews and testimonies. You need to get those types of testimonies and such. So we are at 10 o'clock now, 9:50, now 10 o'clock. I want to share something real quick and about my song. Because
You mean this one? You
Mhm,
mean this
it's
one?
about me. Hold
Okay.
on. It's about me because I heard last night in class, Rev was talking about it's about me and the words, it's about me. I want to make sure that everybody understands that from me, the intent is not just to shake your butt and not haughty and all that. It is the story that is told says, I woke up this morning excited about being alive. And the kids are banging at the door. And she says, no, today it's about me. It's the healing of that people give, you give yourself out to everybody. And sometimes you got to say, no, today it's about me. That's what the story, that's what the song is about. And that's I write this, and for the people who are going through illnesses and they're especially the cancer and all of that, and tumors and all of the stuff, because in particular, women do not say, today it's about me. And everybody must understand my job. She talks about the job. I called, I'm gonna have to doc, you know what? Today it's about me. Girlfriend, I'm coming to get you. Then she goes to the store and she wants to spend the money that she loves what it is, but usually she takes her money, she pays bills with it instead. No, today, $1,000. Yeah, today, give me the money. It's about me. And then at night, then she's with her man. And then she's saying, you know, tonight, I'm not going to be doing all the work. I'm going to lay there and I'm going to just let you pamper me, take my clothes off and rub me and all that kind of stuff. So that is the intent and the purpose and the love for the song. It's about me, not
interpret it.
Queen,
Interpret it.
Yeah.
can I say something?
Yes.
I need that in the video. And the world needs that in the video.
She can clip it. She can cut and paste
yeah, we
it
can
from
take
this.
a clip from this.
Come on now.
Cut this. Yes.
No, ladies, no, because I need Queen to have her hair done. I need some more makeup, be a little bit glam, and say that again. That whole intention is a whole nother video. And this is also part of marketing and branding. A lot of people want to make things a little bit easier, but I'm like, you also got to look at what you're projecting and what you're putting out there as well. So I'm like, being in the entertainment industry and the music industry, artists talk about the intentions of their music all the time. Okay, let's put a little glam to it. So that's a whole video right there, and we can put the music behind it lightly so people can hear more about it. But the world needs to hear that again. So that's another TikTok and Instagram. So Queen, you got homework. You gotta put your intention in another video. Sorry.
Well, Danielle, go ahead.
Share this right quick and
Queen said, I did it already. Queen, this made me think about my mother.
I called my job to let them know that I wasn't coming in today. My boss said, what you mean you're not coming in? I have to dock your pay. I just laughed at him, hung up the phone, grabbed my bag, called my girl, said, Queen, be ready. I'm on my way, because today, it's about me. Me. It's about me. Me. It's about me. Me. It's about me. Me.
That's adorable.
And that's great. That's great. I love it. Now we just gotta post it. Gotta be posted.
Queen, that was a good comeback. Because Danielle, the one thing that I think, one of the things when you give an assignment, it's like we like Mama Evelyn and I were sharing how we know, like you've given us tips, so we were remembering you gave us assignments to say start doing. So we were just that was a resource. We say, hey, we can clip this because you've given us so much information as a teacher. So as students, we was like, oh yeah, we know how to do this. You know, because then, you know, sometimes you
And
tell us to do videos, you like,
guess what? Guess what? You can do more than one video. I got my video out there, but I'm like, no, I think I got like 3 different ways that I can actually, I want to redo this. You can do more than one. So don't
here's
sit there
another
and think you gotta put everything into just one video. No, just get one out there today. Get one out there today, and then work on 2 or 3 other ones. That's how we get this viral challenge out there. I got mines out there on TikTok. I already got 300 views. On Instagram, it's already people, and people are commenting. The whole point is to get the music out here so everybody can enjoy, but also we can convey and get Queen's message out there as well. So don't think you gotta put everything into just one video. No, do 2 or 3. Because remember, it's only got to be 30 seconds, 30 seconds to 60 seconds. So we're going to end up doing more.
I thought about just going outside and just sitting but you know, I didn't have to like, you know, just chilling out on the patio. Just, you know, today it's about, because, you know, you don't have to say all that stuff. You can just go right where today is, it's about me.
Do it. Like I said, you're going to have several clips. We're going to get, and also the other thing, I know what we have to do. This is just an idea. We don't have to do, but it's an idea. You know, I got to show you guys how to do a green screen for the video and tell people I'm shouting out Bianca Fears. I want somebody, we need to start shouting out other people to do the challenge with us, who we know are going to do the challenge with us. I'm shouting out Tanae Dismuke. I'm shouting out Terry Plowden. I'm shouting, come join this challenge with me and do this with me. I'm shouting out Lana Minnie. Do this challenge with me. I've had people that already liked what I've done so far. So I'm going to do another video and ask them to join me on this mission, on this, you know, creative self-expression challenge, and invite them to do it. So we can get, that's how we're going to get the momentum going.
Harma would be a great person. Harma, honey. Harma, she'll do it. She loves it.
Wait, Mama Head, because Mama Head ain't going to do it until you invite her.
I've been invited already. Leave me alone, Queen.
I'm gonna shout out Lolly. Lolly, I'm gonna shout out Lolly, because Lolly is my younger generation counterpart, and I know she knows how to throw something out in like 30 seconds. I know that. Everybody, I'm giving you a bye-win. I'm gonna say by Sunday, get that first video out, that first one out. And don't overthink it. Just get the first one out. You can do it 5 times if you want to. But the more we do it, the more we get people involved, because they like, something's going on. There's a movement going on. That's a song going on. What's going on? And then commit, but the consistency is key, because once you start doing it, now they're going to want to see more. They're going to want to see more. So yeah, I'm going to do a video to shout out. I just realized I left my charger at work. So I got to figure out a way to charge my phone. But the song is on there. I worked 12 hours yesterday working on the website, working on getting all this stuff together while taking care of somebody at the same time. So that's why I woke up late, because my body was like, we're spent. But we can get this information out, get this out there. Just do it. Just do it. It don't have to be perfect. You don't have to, just get it out there. And I love the ending of the video with the wine and everything. I think that is so, Queen, that was so great.
So dope.
We just got to get out there.
Any Lolly, you performing? Anybody performing or doing something that we could partake of or tell other people?
Oh, the Patty No Bus tour is Saturday. They're meeting at Gabriel Richard Park. You have to bring your bike, so she's gonna ride, take people to like maybe 4 gyms to go work out.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really nice. She does the bus tour usually, but this one is a no bus tour, which means it's on your bike. So we're gonna ride to the places and work out, and it ain't and you're gonna get wore out.
When is that?
That's
tomorrow?
Saturday.
That's
Saturday, yeah, at Gabriel Richard Park, which was east of Belle Isle Bridge.
Is there a charge?
It is, but I think she's waiving that because not many people signed up.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Get in touch with her.
Yeah.
Lift those elbows up. Lift those elbows up. It's a stretch.
Come on, Mama Evelyn. Hug the world. Oh. Hug Detroit is next week. Next Sunday.
Yeah. Hug Detroit is coming up.
It is one of the best. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Are you?
It's week after
I'm
next.
gonna put the flyer
27.
out. Can I?
Yes, the 27th, week after next. Yeah, week after next.
Week after next.
Right,
Can I ask? I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna put the flyer out. Can I ask everybody to post the flyer and also post the challenge also on the page as well? I love you guys and I love seeing other people's stuff that you guys send me off of Facebook, but I would rather see our stuff be circulated like crazy amongst us. So yeah, I think the challenge I gotta send, and the challenge is, with the challenge, all you gotta do is just copy and paste the words for the challenge. That's it. So I will make sure that's in the WhatsApp and just post it. And yeah, Hug Detroit is coming up. I'm so excited.
Don't sound like
you,
it, but okay.
Can you make a little short video like how you took me through that? That was a lot of steps. Can you make a short video for those who don't know how to do that or need to be reminded how to do it, and to just post it, throw it up in WhatsApp? And then,
Thank you.
so a lot of my friends, I would need to send that little video. Or does all the instructions that you put on there is that the instructions?
Now the instructions is that what I seem like a lot of people are asking is how to do a little bit more technical stuff with the video. Because it's several ways that you can do it. Like you turned on the music and did yours to the background, and the music that was playing in your in the background. Then there's some people, like I took an old video and put the music on, cut it down and put it on top of it. So I guess everything is left into interpretation as to how, how you want to do it to get it done. Okay. I want to say I think I can do both. Like I said, I got to find a charger around here because my phone is dead. Because I'm not running back to West Bloomfield right now to go pick up my charger. Not right now. But I do have to charge up my phone in order to do that. So I can do that. But the instructions, the play. Mama, were you able to get the music? When you got the music, were you able to get the she's gone?
Yeah, she's not. She's gone.
Okay. I was wondering if she was able to get the music from the website or send it, but that's okay.
Okay, you guys. Peace out. Love you.
Love you.